3, 2, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today, ladies and germs? It's a fantastic Sunday morning, and we're live. So let's do all the doobly-doo, get everything hooked up ready. And I have some interesting thought experiments along with some interesting things I've been kind of working on here. And I think y'all might be fascinated with. Maybe. Try and scroll. Twice I've done that. Copy. Paste. Alright, chat is live. Let's get this shared around. Mom's sleeping, buddy. Let her go. Okay, that's all shared around. Alan, good morning. How are we doing today, brother? So, weird thoughts. Well, first off, I've been messing around with the laser a lot recently, and you know, I had to do some ring boxes for people. You know, I need to sand them down, but I'll take that to the belt sander or something. Just a nice little flip top. You know, made the rings, got the ring boxes done. They look good. And I mean, it's kind of cool because I have them like with this funky little angle, so that when they're sitting down, you know, it's very easy. It kind of like displays the name to you, so it's not a cube. It's, I don't know what that shape really is, but it really helps display things. Oh great, the landlord's calling. I will call him back after I am done on the live stream. Anyways. So I got that. I got this wallet done. Now, this wasn't the first one. This was the first one. Came in wildly out of size and wasn't really happy with how it turned out. It was heavily undersized, and because the words in here were engraved so deep, it made the whole thing stiff, and it's very unwieldy. So I fixed that. I'm not super happy with the overall design, but it's working. Anyways, I fixed that. It's you know, the engraving's not as deep, so the leather is still nice and supple. But there's still, you know, things that need to be tweaked around before I'm happy with the design. This is just the design I got for free. So that's why I'm having scaling issues and stuff, and it's not exactly where I want it to be, but it's, at least this is a real size, like it can fit a credit card. Room key from some random choice privilege something or other hotel. You can see the original one. So, but now I'm having other thoughts. The laser works. Well, it works pretty good. I got that mostly dialed in. What about the Cricut? Because I still have that Cricut over there, right? And for tooling and stuff. Now I know I can't have it cut through like full thickness leather. That's not what it's designed for. But what if I can have it just lightly score in that design so that I can, you know, so it's like semi-repeatable. So I wouldn't have to go through the entire thing with like a swivel knife or something. And actually tool the design. Like, let's say I'm making a map. It always comes back to maps. Maps or helmets. Because I want to make a giant map. I want to have the whole thing like I want to have it like the full side of a cow, or full height of a cow size map. One day, I want to have it tooled, and I want to run the get a tattoo gun and tattoo it, and also paint parts of it. And this is a dream I've had since I was 5 or 6 years old, and I learned that you could tattoo leather and, you know, do things with leather and stuff. It wasn't just a thing you could buy. So yeah, this has been kind of like a thought that's been in my head for the last 30 years that I'm almost right on the cusp of achieving, which is kind of weird and kind of cool. Anyways, so I want to try, I don't know if it'll be a failure or success or whatever, but I want to try on the Cricut today. Just cut a basic design and see if I can tool it or what. Maybe I'll just cut my logo. And I think I need to do it dry, then come back and then wet the leather, and then tool the leather. That's the thought. What do you think? So, Alan, I saw Jill was over at Pensick this week. Are all of you guys there? I saw a bunch of people went over there. Also, I hate this. It will be Tuesday before I can get these stitches removed. Tuesday night. What are you doing back there, young man? Oh, you have your little plane gun thingy. Goals, right? You have to have goals. But, so yeah, it's just a little, kind of a little weird side project. Also, now that I'm looking at it, even though this wasn't really hard to cut, like stuff like this, you know, I could like do the masks pretty easily then. And if everything's already scored, at least scored, then I can just come back with, come back with my knife and just cut it out real easy. Because if everything's already scored on the outlines, whatever, I don't know. Just you're home with Ellie. Ah, good. So I just have all these weird ideas that are just kind of trying to start germinating in my head. And last night, I made some big progress on another kind of side project that's been bugging me. So I have this lady who wants me to make her a planchette, which is that thing, that triangular thing for like Ouija boards and stuff. I don't believe in that crap. I think 99.99999% of it is like drunk sorority girls, moving that stuff around, and Becky throws up on Jill, and everyone hates Becky, and then Jill is mad, and Jill throws up on whatever, and then oh my God, we got a message from the spirits. No, you were drunk and you wanted to say something or have some fun. Anyways,
I'm showing both. I'm showing the gun and the airplane.
Cool. So I found a design. I had to heavily modify it to get it to work, because it was just a random internet image, and then I had to scan it, and then take the scans and mess with the scans to get all the lines to work, because nothing was good. It was kind of a cool design, so learned how to do that, and I got to this. Let me get a light on this. So this is the second version.
The airplane just slide back in here.
Cool. So the second version, I went over and I sealed it with Resolene. I probably should have done polyurethane, but I don't have any polyurethane spray. Actually, I do, but I don't have anywhere to spray it right now. And that would necessitate putting up a big box just to contain the spray, and blah 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 blah. Don't have the time. So I used some Resolene, and then I hit it with some antique, and that definitely brought out the detail. But here's the place I've been having trouble with: this big hole. Because with a regular Ouija board, you just want a hole. That's not a problem. You just cut a hole, done. Boom. Easy peasy.
No, I found the airplane.
Good job. I told you could. You just had to look for it, right?
I found this airplane.
Awesome.
And it looks like a Vico down is on Mama's phone.
Ah, interesting.
It looks...
But the problem is, so with a table planchette, though, you're supposed to be able to stick a pencil in it and stick the whole thing on a piece of paper. Right? That's not going to hold a pencil. This is trash.
I'm trying to hit the fire alarm.
Oh, well, if you don't hit it too hard, you might set it off. Can you hand me the pencil that's on top of the laser cutter?
Up here?
Yep. A little bit further. You almost got it. All right. Thank you. So, version 2, fire. And version 3, fire. Here's what I was going for.
No,
I was going for this, like...
this gun shoots very hard.
This kind of spiral thing here. But it wasn't really working. Now, the idea of the spiral is not so that, yes, it looks cool, but the longer the arm is, the more flexibility you'll have in the wood. So my idea was to have, it has to be a certain, the hole has to be a certain size. The total radius of this apparatus has to be a certain size. So doing the spiral allowed me to get, more arm per arm. But everything was too concentrated in the center. Always ended in fire. But kind of, sort of worked. I got this guy. And this worked a little bit more. See, now that one holds a pencil. Anyways, I did more trial and error on because that's still burned. And the only way to keep it from burning was to only do one pass. One pass wasn't cutting all the way through. And I don't want to be sitting there and sanding the piss out of the back of this thing, because you still need some sort of structural integrity. Anyways, I ended up with a 12-sided polygon here with 24 of these little slits. And
I got it up in there.
Holds it.
Now
Holds it nice and tight.
Now it's up
Really
there.
work at it.
There I can get it.
I'll get it for you in a minute. You know, you can, it has enough flexibility in it that if you put your fingers on the sides,
Why can't
you could easily start working
reach
the...
down high?
I'll get it for you in a minute, buddy. You can work the pencil down whatever depth you want. And it comes out nice and easy. So I've been doing a lot of trial and error, a lot of experimenting. Where'd it go, buddy?
Up in there. See it? It's right in there.
Don't shoot it up here again, okay?
Okay.
By the way, you never came back by the shop last week to pick up Ellie's gift, Ellie's present, and your winnings from the last giveaway. So yeah, I have all these different ideas that are starting to coalesce in my brain, and the problem is that I don't have enough time to do them all. Oh, Alan, also, I've recently had two thoughts that you are uniquely sort of qualified to help me with. I'm just gonna cut up some scrap here because, you know, making those things, got these big panels of scrap here. Knives. Would it necessarily be cheating if I started ordering knife blanks? I make my own design, have a company cut them out. I found a couple of guys who were willing to do it for relatively inexpensive. Would that be cheating if I had somebody do that for me? Connor, that's enough shooting that here, okay? No more, buddy. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm getting the blank.
I want the airplane to bounce off these.
I don't know if that's a good idea right now, buddy. Maybe after my live stream, okay? Would it necessarily be cheating to get that? Because I still have to you know, carve in the bevels and
I make it bounce off the wood.
do all the heat treating and put on the scales if there's going to be scales and do all the sharpening, make the sheaths. Is that cheating? Or is that just me being a good businessman? This turned out really cool. It's a shame that this was a failure. So would that be cheating? Because then I could at least afford to offer a bunch of knives relatively inexpensively.
I shot it. I was pointing out there, and I fired a gun.
Oh, cool, buddy.
I was flying in the office. And then the airplane got out there.
Mm.
See it all? See?
Fascinating. Sorry I wasn't able to make it over. Got a bunch of bad family news. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Whoops.
Is there anything I can help with, or is it all just... all just bad stuff? Because you know, if there's anything that I can do, I'd be happy to help, always. And don't take me as you know, lightly prodding you about not getting there as me deriding you. I get it, life happens. There's always something that gets in the way. Always.
Shoot and bounce off here. It's bounce off here and then bounce off here.
Let's see. Alan, not cheating in my opinion, as you will be doing the design work and the finishing to them. Smart business. Okay. I'm always at least somewhat concerned with how people would perceive that. Same as me using this laser cutter here to do you know, some leather work, or using the to do leather work. Does that make sense? Or am I just way overthinking things? I'm just cutting up my scrap now from all these failed experiments and stuff that I ran earlier. You know, like all this stuff, like I can't use this section here, but this is still good. So, you know, cut off the burn sections, cut off the already engraved sections, and move on. If you're wondering what I'm doing here off, like underneath the camera as I'm talking. So, you know, it's just you know, it's just all these different things that are kind of coming to a head right now. And I'm trying to consolidate my stock because I have to move here very, very soon. Got a final word from the landlords that we have to be out by the end of the month. Sorry, end of next month, end of August. We said, you know, this place isn't worth what you want to raise the rent to, and you know, told them all the reasons why, because of the injury, because of them not keeping up on their side of things, and they kind of threw a hissy fit. Them and the wife got into an argument, and now we gotta go. Some would say using a power hammer is cheating. When I was very, very, very new, I fell into that camp. And then I realized if I want to do this as anything more than just a hobby, and also they had power hammers in antiquity. But when I was brand new, I kind of thought similarly. So yeah, maybe I'm just overthinking it. You know, for as crappy as this leather is that I got off Tandy, it is performing fantastically for at least what I'm using it for now. And I bought it because it was crappy leather. So I wouldn't feel bad if I made mistakes. And I made plenty of mistakes, and I was right. I don't feel bad at all. It's a great mess around leather. You got to use the tools available to you. Yes, you most certainly do. But sometimes, you know, I don't know. I think too much about things. Because at the end of the day, this is providing. This is the whole idea of this is to provide good quality products that can support my family. You know, and as long as the quality is still there, you know, not skimping on the end result, I guess it really shouldn't matter how I get from A to B, as long as it's a good product and I can use it to feed my family. Right? I guess that's where I should be on things.
Dad, there's a turret pointing over the gate.
There's a turret pointing over the gate. We'll take it out. Go, 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 go! He has a fun imagination.
No, a gun is taking over the gate. An airplane is taking the gate. Sure, you're not supposed to stick over the gate. Now I'm gonna get the turret.
You know, it's just, there's a lot going through my head. You know? And most of it's good. But I'm going to have to eventually pack up this space. Very soon, eventually, actually. And get myself up, out, and about. I'm also thinking about doing craft fairs up in New York State, mostly around the city. There's a few markets up there that I've been thinking about, where down here everyone kind of skimps and, you know, they'll come out to kick the tires, but no one really wants to buy anything. at a real price. Everyone's too used to flea market numbers. But if I go up to the city, in New York City, things change a little bit. Because I've been noticing that if I am stuck in this area, I generally break even. And why would I take a whole day of production or give up my whole weekend just to break even? That's not smart. So, thinking, maybe get 40 knives done, get 20 or 30 wallets, a couple different styles, 10 or 20 of each, get all those done, put on my full price. Necklaces, all these things, cutting boards, small cutting boards, large cutting boards, various other things. Go to a flea market up there, and yeah, let it roll. First, I gotta pack, and there's a lot to pack here. Good thing is, like, a lot of what you don't see here is a lot of stuff that I don't use on a regular basis, so I can get all that packed up and put away fairly easily. And a lot of stuff I never really got unpacked to begin with. There's a lot of stuff under this desk, like this giant filing cabinet over here. This whole section under here is all full of stuff. Just a lot, I don't know how you guys have been doing with the heat, but this week I absolutely melted. I was only able to turn the forge on, I think, 2 days. I did woodworking for a couple days, and I forget what I did the other day. Yeah. Look at all this beautiful scrap now. I could turn this into bookmarks and stuff, or I don't know. The possibilities are endless. No, they're not endless. They're just whatever I can fit on these. But yeah, not a big fan of how a lot of things have been splitting recently. Let's see. Trying to find Jill's cornet that she forgot. I will say this, on any big trip, especially one that you're really excited about, you always forget something. I know traveling home for my last big trip, I lost a bunch of stuff. Just because, you're exhausted and everything else that, keeps changing, keeps going on. Things just get pushed by the wayside. Cornet, that sounds kind of important to the whole thing that y'all do. Sounds like kind of very important. Oops. Finally got back onto the archive, the Armor Archive the other day. And speaking of like SCA and coronets and all this stuff, I was unfortunately greeted by a whole lot of death posts. Very sad. Very disheartening. But I guess, you know, there is a large number of that population that is starting to age out. After you age out, you retire, and at a certain point you expire. But a lot of those people were my friends. And yeah, it's kind of hard to see all those death posts. You know, it would be slightly funny though if we're in like an already packed bag or something that she left by the door. Funny as in, yeah, that was an easy thing to forget. You just grabbed one less extra bag and you're rushed to get out the door because you're running late. Because we're always running late. Always, always, always. Oh, this is starting to resemble an actual workspace again, instead of just being overpiled with junk, which is its default setting, unfortunately. It's usually the default setting, though, of my stuff. Just overpiling with stuff. I don't know why I do it either. I hate it. I know I hate it. And I know I'm going to hate it. And every single time, it just piles up. It's almost to the point where I want to hire somebody just to clean up after me, and then I realize, wait, I don't make that kind of money. Okay. So thinking about getting like one of those little bobbin holder type things for all my different colors of different types of what you call it. Different types of thread. I can never have enough organization. I think if I had less to organize, maybe I'd be able to be organized a little bit better. Probably not. Actually, I can almost guarantee I wouldn't. So, we have like 12 or 18 minutes left. Let's find a way or at least attempt to find a way to do this whole cricket thing. Just for giggles. Oh, downloading up, of course. Let's do this. Let's do let's find a very simple Mandalorian. Yeah. Okay, so screen print. Take that to paint. And let's just cut exactly what we want. Let's crop all that out. Save as PNG. Mythosaur. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to open up Lightburn, and I'm going to use the trace function. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in here, import Mythosaur, trace, sketch trace, we're going to make that all single pieces. Whoop. That's not what I wanted to do. Things are glitchy. Alright, and we're going to break that apart. Nope, didn't want to do that. That's not exactly what I wanted. Import. Sketch trace.